Two bits of breaking news as we start the program today. I need to bring in two people. They aren't the breaking news. I will let them choose which piece of breaking news we hear first. Dame, you get to choose the body breaking news or people breaking news. What do you want? Body related or people related breaking news items? What would you like to hear first?
Was it about your body?
This is not the platform for questions. Good morning, Rick Swink. Hello, Jen.
All right, I'll take one for the body.
My head has shrunk.
Oh.
What?
I don't know. I've got a less fat head, Chris. I put on a hat that I haven't worn in several months on Wednesday night. And Dame, is someone who understands how hats work, both of you, 2 notches in is what it requires. 2, not 1, 2. I went from 3 on the outside of the thing, to 1 to the outside of the thing in the last few months of shrinking a fat head.
That.
I'm serious. I got a hat
just
here.
Doesn't even seem.
I got a hat.
It's great radio.
Shush. Okay, so here's a hat. Oh, it's a Velcro. Other breaking news: we have a theme song for Kristen's baby.
Oh my!
Yes.
Ding 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 ding. Maggie.
Perfect.
That's the theme song. I have to do it every time though, so I feel like we just need to. I need to record.
Ding 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 ding. Maggie.
Yeah.
Do you wash your hat and not dry it? Rick Swink asks. I didn't wash my hat.
Is it possible that last time you wore it was really humid out and you had to expand it a little bit because you had expanded, and now that it's cooling off and it's less humid, it just shrunk back in?
I don't know. It actually reminded me when I had hair and then I shaved my head, then I had to change all the settings on the hats.
Yeah.
It kind of had that feel to it. Anyway, Dame, how is your entire life?
It's a bit of a dumpster fire at times, but thanks for asking.
Yeah.
Way too much to cover right now.
Great. Chris, hopefully you're better than Dame.
I mean, yes, I'm fine.
Baby Maggie is nigh near.
Oh,
She'll be here soon, right?
I guess.
Oh my gosh, can't wait to meet her. Anyway, let's do this. Let's do the show. Midlife money panic is the topic today. Dame, did you know that?
I did actually know that.
The image for the show today has 2 middle-aged men panicking and 1 younger woman looking very calm because she's not in her midlife yet.
I was hoping Kristen noticed that she was treated very favorably by
I was like, AI is out there just serving her younger than us. It's,
Yeah. My girl has definitely been using her retinol between last week's show and this week's show. My crow's feet are nearly eliminated.
Yeah, well, Autumn back next week. Let's do a show. I think we got a quick one today.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tired.
We'll see.
Let's get a timer here and do the show.
You probably shouldn't start though for 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Oh yeah. Good
point.
Good call.
Live stream of a youth soccer game coming this Saturday from Grand Rapids, Michigan. I will be broadcasting the whole setup.
Were you pleased with your Overlord internet?
Oh yeah, we went Starlink.
Yeah,
has made it to the tech stack. It was amazing. It was freaking amazing. Thank you, Overlord Musk.
Yeah, well, I mean, anything for youth soccer, right?
Anything for youth soccer. We gotta wait another 30 seconds for the vapor lock. What, Dave?
Had you factored in the cost of broadcasting hardware for youth travel sports when you originally did your calculation?
No, I did not have high-end broadcast equipment on the list.
I mean, I can only assume you bought an extra SM7B for.
No, I actually just used the same mics that we use at work for our all-team meeting.
Oh,
Oh, the little. Oh, there it was.
there was.
All right, we're back. Man, that's me. Okay, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. This week on the Pete the Planner Show, we answer your money questions. Here's how the show works. You email us at askpete@petetheplanner.com. That's askpete, P-E-T-E. We're not talking the coffee shop that no one goes to. Askpete@petetheplanner.com, and we will answer your questions. Joining me with a reaction shot is Kristen Elanius. You looked uncomfortable when I said that.
Well, it's just a little harsh, it seemed, but hello.
They're not a sponsor. Dame, how are you?
I'm great.
Damian Andrew Dunn.
Thanks.
This week on the show, we got an email from someone in Tampa who listed their name as trying to catch up in Tampa. The tomato joke there somewhere. Anyway, their question is related to being behind the 8 ball of retirement savings. So this entire show is dedicated to that email, and here it is right now. I'm 42 years old, and I'm starting to panic about retirement. I've been working for most of my adult life, but between raising kids, helping out family, and frankly, just not prioritizing retirement the way I should have, I've only got about $40,000 saved total. That's between a 401k and an IRA, no pension, no inheritance that I could reasonably count on. And Social Security feels like a big question mark. I make decent money now, around $110,000 on average, and I'm trying to get more intentional about my finances, but I keep reading about how people my age should have several $100,000 saved already. It's hard not to feel like I've completely blown it. What does it actually mean to catch up at this age? Is it possible to build enough to retire if you're starting from behind? How do I begin to break my dependence on my income? What are the worst mistakes? Jeez.
Time out.
How many question marks? Though? What do they think's going on here? Sorry.
In their defense,
Yes.
they're probably putting questions in there, hoping that we at least answer one of them.
Don't they know how this show works? I can't answer a single question. What are the worst mistakes I could make right now that would hurt my chances of retiring with any kind of peace? I really want to turn this around, but I also need to know that it's not too late to try. Thanks, trying to catch up in Tampa. Okay. Who wants the first swing at this?
Oh, I feel like Damien does for one sentence that I don't know if you caught it, but he made just a little bit of a noise.
I did hear him laugh. Hold on, let me think of what it was. Oh, is it the people made should have several $100,000? Was that one?
No, he kind of like scoffed at Social Security feels like a big question mark. Damien loves this topic.
And I mean, it's not that I love it. It's first of all, there are lots and lots and lots of people that feel this way. Big question mark. Whether for one reason or another, a lot of folks think that Social Security is not going to be there, especially with some of the later news, more late news, recently occurring news. Nobody knows what I'm trying to say. On Social Security, yeah, it feels like it might not be there. But what I can tell you is anytime you look at the actual numbers and do the research, not just what you're being fed through social media or some news outlets, Social Security will be there for a long time. Pause. Your full benefit may not be there, unfortunately. And that may happen sooner rather than later. A government keeps kicking the can down the road and not figuring
Time out.
Oh.
Time out. Time out.
Jerome Powell just indicated conditions may warrant interest rate cut as Fed proceeds carefully. Dow rallies 600 points right now in real time.
Sounds like somebody's trying to save their job.
Sounds like someone was wrong again on the national news this morning. I mean, I literally said, she asked, what do you think's going to happen? I said, well, you know this, Marky, I am on a several month losing streak of predictions, so let's keep it going. And I was wrong again.
Now, did you make that prediction intentionally to try and be wrong just to keep that streak going?
No, I'm an earnest Midwesterner. I'm just wrong all the time. Hey, thanks for listening to the financial show that'll change your life. Dame, not to cut you off, but to cut you off.
Yeah.
We'll get to Social Security. This person's situation, 42, 40 grand to their name.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the rule, not the exception. I think this is an incredibly common situation.
What I can tell you is that we talk to people every day that are in this exact situation. They don't have enough, whatever that means, enough saved for retirement based on whatever they're looking at. Is trying to catch up in Tampa behind? Yeah, arguably by most metrics, they're going to be a little bit behind. They got a lot of advantages, though, if they can tap into them between now and then. I'm sure we're going to unpack all of those in the coming segments, but in effort to not try and blow up the show in the first segment, I will defer.
A couple things I want to highlight to see what sort of things they have going for them. Number one, a person from Tampa chose to email St. Pete. It's just not surprising. And what?
That's not your best.
Whatever. And then the other element here is they got a pretty steady income, and they're just entering theoretically their peak earning years. Kristen, I like that idea.
I do too. And something I think is really interesting here. I know how we love to read things that aren't here. I think this is a female who previously was married, who isn't now. And that's why I've been working most of my adult life, and why there might be this like behind balance in retirement. I could be wrong, but that's just what I think is here that's unsaid.
There's a piece of information I really would love to know, and it's just what is the housing situation and how much equity is in the house. I think that would be another piece of potential positivity that would be helpful here.
What if they rent?
That would not be ideal for what we're trying to recover here. I guess to cut to the chase, by no means is it over for them. I mean, years ago, I did an entire series on starting broke at 50 and still being able to retire. I mean, so I'm not saying wait 8 years, but yeah, this is incredibly hopeful. I'm not dismissive of it. And by the way, the person needs to get going today, and we're going to spend the rest of the episode talking about what exactly to do. But they shouldn't feel shame. They can feel scared if the scared feeling gets them off the porch. Dame, sometimes in this, it's whatever's in your feelings. If it's one that just has you indoors and, again, metaphorically not acting, that's the problem. Whatever emotion gets you moving is what I want.
Yeah, and talking through this with somebody or having somebody talk to you about it over the radio, if that can be the motivating factor, great, because what we need to do is try and establish some new financial norms, some habits for you going forward to make sure that you are on track to retire at somewhat close to retirement age. You've got 25-ish years to make this happen, which is way more time financially than you think it is. You're far from out of the game at this point. We just have to make sure you're doing what you need to do between now and then and making the kind of decisions you need to make now, because every dollar you invest right now is way more powerful than any dollar you're going to invest 10 years from now. You've got opportunity.
Yeah, Chris, I know we're going to really unpack this here in the next couple segments. I'm just curious, before we go to break for both of you, here's the question I want you to think through. In terms of percentile, like old school standardized testing, where do you think this person lines up in terms of their actual stability for a 42-year-old? Clearly, they're not in the 99th percentile of stability. Are they at the 50th? Because that would suggest that they're about the average person in terms of stability at age 42. I'll put that as the marker out there for you. Quick answer, 20 seconds. What do we got? Kristen, where do you think they're at?
60.
Provocative, Dame.
55.
57 and a half. After the break, what should this person do to actually catch up? The catch-up plan is next right here on the Pete the Planner Show. I'm Pete the Planner. I mean, I'm not shocked I was wrong.
His whole day is ruined.
Here's what I said. She said, what do you think is going to happen? And I said, well, I think it's going to have the whole feel of when your kid says, can I stay up late tonight, early in the day, and you hit him with the maybe, but really what you mean is no, right? So I thought that was going to be the entire vibe of the meeting. So theoretically, he said it may warrant an interest rate cut and the Fed needs to proceed carefully. That's a little bit of a maybe.
Yeah.
And I mean, so maybe I could be right.
Yeah, he's squishy.
The market is just bananas on it. They loves it. What's crypto doing? Listen to me. Yeah, it likes it too. See, this is the thing about interest rate cuts that any president wants is the short-term boost. And you can't fault a person with that particular thinking. Now, beyond that, you can agree or disagree with the long-term thinking, but short-term thinking, of course, Dame, they want that.
Yes, they absolutely want that.
Man. All right, I have a little fun game for us to play. You guys want to play a little fun game?
Of course.
7 movements in your 30s and 40s that would suggest your body is aging better than most. So I'm going to tell you 7 physical fitness moves. We are on the show all in our 30s and 40s.
Ugh.
And if you can do it without
Hey, hey, hey. Ding, ding, ding,
There you
ding, ding. It's Maggie.
did I mess it up?
There's no it's just
Dude.
Maggie.
Maggie.
Ding, 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 ding. Ding, ding, ding.
No, that's Ice Ice Baby.
Yeah.
Wrong baby. Okay. All right. Number 1. Okay.
Okay.
Kristen, can you do a push-up?
In my current condition,
No, not in a current. I mean, you are pushed up right now in your current condition.
probably not a real one.
Okay. Oh, what's a real one? Like with your knees not on the ground?
Or no, I just mean like 90 elbows tucked in. I don't think it would actually pass the test.
So a drill sergeant would be up in your face, is what you're saying.
Indeed, yeah.
Former male gymnast Damian Dunn, can you do a push-up?
Of course.
Oh.
Excuse me.
That okay. So sometimes 2 words can mean a lot. The way he just said that is, Pete, I challenge you to a push-up contest.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that of course I can do a
How
push-up.
do you think you could do?
Right now?
Yeah.
Straight?
Yeah. I mean, sure.
Way fewer than I should, but I think I could get 30 strict push-ups.
Okay. I can do push-up too. Okay, so that's number 1. Here we
I'm
go.
sure you can do way more right now.
No, that's not what we're gonna do. Pull up. A pull up.
Boy.
Here's what I'm willing to do here. You can go overhand, underhand, or neutral grip.
Ooh.
This is not for women. You know how many women I know that can do a strict pull up?
I don't see gender. Wait, yes, I do.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't know. I'm so
That's
great.
that's so not fair. I know like one woman in real life that can do a real strict pull up.
Right. Yeah.
And it's not me.
But
the
the question
article was written by a man.
Oh, well.
So okay, Dame, pull up.
Yes.
Okay, I can do a pull up. A couple people are on here aging well.
I'm not.
Single leg squat to bench. Single leg. So there's a bench behind you. Single leg. Go down. Stand back up on one leg. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Chris says yes. Dame.
I'm pretty sure I might have a balance issue the first time I try it, but I'm
Yeah, I think I would look uncoordinated at first.
Yeah,
but I could do it.
I have the strength in my legs to be able to do that.
Grabbed a chair. I'm gonna see if I can do this here.
Oh, if he goes down, the last couple segments are going to be tough.
Oh, that's easy. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
it's not like a full pistol squat or anything. That would be challenging.
I don't even know. Okay. Single leg deadlift. And so that's just, I mean, you're literally.
A
Yeah,
deadlift with
that's
one
easy.
leg there?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not even any weight. It's
No
just
weighted.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
stand on one leg, hinge at the hips while keeping a soft bend to the knee. I always have a soft bend to the knee.
Mm.
Squat jump. Kristen, squat jump? Not right now.
Not right now.
Yeah,
But yeah.
definitely.
I need to do the paperwork on that. Damn, I assume you can do a squat jump.
Yeah.
A hopping stick. Okay.
Okay, so you just leap forward like a standing broad jump, and you just stick the land. Oh,
Oh,
That's-
Yeah. Hop is like a
One-legged?
controlled jump followed by a strong balanced landing on the same leg.
How old is this list written for?
It says 30s and 40s. Split squat isometric hold.
Yes.
What's the I don't know what an isometric
The
hold
split squat is a great exercise to build lower body. The leg and the back will improve. Okay, what do you do here? Try your best to keep your hips square. The leg in the front will improve. I don't even know. It doesn't even tell you to do it. Yeah, we can do all these things. Andy Fadachan, who wrote this. Anyway, it's a financial show. Congrats on your aging, guys. You're doing a good job.
I could be doing better, it seems.
I don't know. I mean, can a lady, average lady, do a pull up and a push up? I mean, I don't know.
I think the average female could probably do a push up, but
Yeah,
the average,
tough.
yeah, I don't think the average woman. I don't think that's even close on the pull up.
Okay. So does everyone feel better about themselves already?
No,
I feel
because
worse.
right now I can do none of those things.
I feel worse that a professional thought that was a reasonable list for the judge the fitness of a 30 to 40-year-old or 30 to 50-year-old or however you want to look at it.
You know, sometimes when I read pieces like that, and it's not that this person's not an expert, I think back to my early days of content creation and thinking I was putting out something really like hot and interesting. And then I look back on it now and I'm like, oh, that was dumb. And I just wonder where this person is in their content creation journey. Kristen's cracking up here. What are you thinking about?
It's just funny because, I mean, it was the piece. I mean, it got you to click, right? It served its purpose. You saw, am I 40 and still fit? And you were like, you got your little ego boost and it worked. I don't.
Wow, this Andy Fadachan is my guy now. My guy.
You're going to go back there anytime you see an article written by him saying, I need that little boost.
You guys want a Danny Dunn, comedian, friend of the show, career update?
How is Danny doing? Yes, let's hear it.
He's got a couple amazing things going on. One I can talk about right now. He is on a national tour opening for Rory Scovel, who is a big time comedian. So he's got like a 50 city tour he's about to go out on.
Good for him.
Wow.
No, he's like doing it. Like he's a big deal. He was on this show.
And he was on this show. That's actually his claim to fame until now. Yeah.
Yeah. I talked to him this week. So that's good. All right. Let's do our show. 3, 2, 1 show. Back on the Pete the Planner show. We got an email from a fella. It doesn't matter. 42 years old, behind financially for retirement, has $40,000 saved for retirement. And the question was, I woke up like this. What do I do? I have $40,000. I mean, Dame, for people in your situation, my situation, we're a little bit older, but for us, the version of that is, oh my gosh, my kid's in high school. Do I have enough for college?
Yeah.
Right. And that random onset realization, it is feels physical. You know what I mean? Like it actually like hits your heart.
Yeah. And I think a part of that is because our situation is a little bit more immediate for us specifically. But even if you've got, kids in middle school or junior high, you realize that and you're like, man, I don't have 25 years to deal with this. I've got 5 years to deal with this, and trying to make up that time in a small window is going to be really, really tough.
Kristen, was that small window?
It was
Indeed.
I blended short and small together, and there we are. I
had a random shirt on the other day, speaking of schmedium, and I needed to have a Your Money Line shirt on. So I went to our swag cabinet, and all that was left was a schmedium. And I put it on, and it looked like whoever I was Zooming with, I was like doing an OnlyPlans or something, because it was real tight on me. First step for this, can we give them a name? I know it's like Gary, and it's trying to catch up in Tampa. How about
Tampa?
What do you call it?
Just call her Tampa.
Okay, I'm gonna go Tammy in Tampa because I gotta.
Okay.
Tampa feels like be dancing involved. Okay, Tammy. First step, Kristen. First step for Tammy. What does Tammy do?
Tammy needs to look into whatever her employer provided 401k option is, and bump up that contribution. Whatever it is now is likely not enough. I would say hopefully there's a generous match there, and maybe Tammy can contribute 10, 12% with a 5 or 6% match. But that's step one.
All right. I'm not doubting you, because I would never doubt you. But I want to ask Dame a pointed question about your answer. Dame, let's say Tammy is at 7% and she needs to be at 14%.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Tammy goes in and goes right to 14, or do you think she ratchets it up a little bit, gets back to her lifestyle and tries to do some fixing there, and then goes back to fix it all the way? Like, what do you think?
I feel like there's maybe an intermediate step that needs to happen in here. I mean, if she has the cash flow to bump it right to 14 right now, go for it. If she has to take a smaller step and then maybe do a little bit of spending inspection to figure out what dollars she really has available to herself, that's fine too. Because what we're trying to develop here is a long-term plan to breed some consistency in what she's doing. If she were to go right to 14 and not actually have the cash flow to be able to do that, we don't want her to go back to 7 and say, it's clear I can't do this right now. So she can almost, I'm going to say, certainly afford to bump it up maybe 1% right now, but then she's going to have to commit to dig into the numbers to see what's available and then make more decisions on that point. Because if it's, let's say she's maxing out the 401k for the match and she's got some other stuff that needs to be taken care of. She says she got 40 grand saved total. We don't know how much of that's emergency fund right now. We don't know how much of that's 401k. It says 401k and IRA, but what's the emergency fund at this point? We don't know where she's at and a couple other things. So I would immediately bump it up by at least 1% and set an auto escalate feature on that. So it's going to continue to bump. But I think there's some other things that may take some priority just to make sure we're going to get some baseline stability for her immediate financial situation before we start just selling out and focusing only on the long term.
Seems like a self-serving comment here, Kristen, but this is one of those situations that, a financial planner theoretically could help you here, but this is actually what financial coaches do. Mm-hmm. I mean, it is literally what you and Dame and your team does. It's all right, calm down. Let's walk through this. Let's find some accountability. Let's attack it from both sides, trying to get more money and then needing less money. I mean, financial planners, with all due respect, don't really do that by design. So my brain always goes to, how can we also create a scenario in which she doesn't need as much money now, later than she needs now? So that's to say, if she's not renting, if she really is a homeowner, how can we create a strategy in which by the time she retires, that home is paid off and then the need for that income goes away?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the thing that concerns me about this idea of don't ratchet up your contributions that much is that, to your point, Pete, the everyman does not have access to someone who is working in the financial coaching space. And my concern is that someone who, as you kind of set up this segment of like, I woke up at 42, so to speak, and realized that I'm behind, I don't know that we can realistically count on then that person who's this behavior that we've seen so far to actually increase those contributions. I think it has to be let's look at where I can capture that discretionary income, shift it to my 401k, and then it's out of sight, it's out of mind.
Dame, she used the B word there, behavior, and it made me think, theoretically, behavior's involved here because it's decisions and reactions and those things. But it doesn't necessarily have to be anything nefarious. Like, it could just be like lots of life got in the way and you chose one way instead of another. And so that's what's interesting about situations like this to me, is especially if there was nothing egregious, if it was just, hey, I had other stuff, this person will continue for the next 25 years to have other stuff. And part of this is trying to get them to choose choice B instead of A, because they've chosen A and A has gotten them here.
Yeah, we talk about the importance of creating financial goals and having something that you are actively pursuing, actively working on in your financial life. And to me, this situation really just kind of screams they didn't have a lot of financial priorities, or maybe they did, and it was just trying to keep their head above water for a long time, and they managed to do an okay job at it. They saved what they could, and now they find they've themselves where they've taken a deep breath and are like, oh man, I've got a lot to work on at this point. So however you ended up getting here, I still think it's important for you to say, all right, I'm 42. This is where I'm at. I have to prioritize my long-term financial stability, if not even your short-term, but that has to become priority. And the good news is once you decide that, there's an easy way to make sure that happens on a regular basis, whether that's through contributions to an employer retirement plan, whether that's automatic contributions to IRAs. If you prioritize it and you set it up to happen automatically, it takes the decision out of your hands on a monthly basis. It just happens. And that's the easiest way to make sure that you don't get in your own way of creating that vision for yourself in the future.
Kristen generated a little segment we like to call Math on the Radio here. So Kristen, you put in our doc here at $500 a month. Is that starting with the $40,000 balance or not?
No.
Is this from scratch?
No.
Okay. $500 a month at a 7% rate of return, which is wholly reasonable for a 25-year period. Tammy would have $380,000. So let's contextualize $500 a month at $110,000 a year income. What percent of her at $6,000? Look at me, math on the fly. 6 divided by 110.
5.5, basically.
5.5% of her gross income. Dame, between what she might be putting in her 401k and her match, she's likely above 5.5%.
I would think so. I mean, it would seem to check out.
All right, so let's double that. Let's go to 11%. That's $1,000 a month, and 7%, 25 years, $760,000. Now we're playing. And then finally, if you triple it, if you get to $1,500 a month, which I know sounds like a lot, it takes her to $1.14 million by the time she retires. We'll talk about how to do that next, right here on the Pete the Planner show. Man, plowed through the math. Right into the thing. Bing, bing, bing.
Maggie. 4% on 760 is 30,000.
Wait, 4%. What'd you say? No, what? No.
Sorry, I was doing
4%
withdrawal rate on 760 on the 760,000 is $30,000 a year. So $1,000 a month now equates to $30,000 in 25 years.
Yeah. If we can for a moment, and we're not going to speak of this out loud, but just so the three of us, as we go into this next segment, I want you to think about how much money you're setting aside, dollars, for retirement every month right now, as us three individuals. Just get a number in your head of what you are actually putting away. I'm going to do the same myself here.
I was going to say, you got to.
You got it? You're close?
Keep talking. I'm good.
All right. And then I think everyone listening right now should sort of do that. As we go through that math, at $500 a month in 25 years at an incredibly reasonable rate of return, you'll have $380,000. At $1,000 a month, you'll have $760,000. At $1,500, you'll have $1.14. So as you think about what you're doing, what will be the impact? Let's say you're putting in $3,000 a month right now because maybe you got dual incomes or whatever. Then you're looking at having $2.28 million set aside for retirement. It's interesting. Is that right?
Motivating is what it is.
It is motivating.
When you talk about it in those terms, like we talk about it in you and the three of us know that to be true. We know how the rule of 72 works. We know how compound interest works, but it's like when you conceptualize it, I don't know, it's invigorating.
I have a hot take, but go ahead, Dave.
I was say, I think this is really, it can be very encouraging for somebody who's 42. I think this conversation gets a lot tougher as Pete's series, a couple of years ago showed that when you have this conversation at 52 versus 42, those end numbers, those totals that you have look significantly different than they do, but there's still levers to pull when it comes to retirement and how much money you end up with at retirement, which we may end up actually talking about a little bit in the next segment. So I won't step on that right now.
I do think also the $40,000, it's going to have 3 doubling periods, right? So 40 to 80, 80 to 160, and 160 to 320. And so you slap that on the back of any of those other numbers there. And again, you're going. At the 50 number, at 50 years old, I always find it interesting. I'll put it this way. If you've got a 10-year period in which you're trying to get everything done before you retire, we'll just go 10 years as opposed to 50. Even if you're behind the 8 ball and you think to yourself, oh my gosh, it has taken me 30 years to save $150,000. How am I going to go further from there? Well, I'll tell you this, in 10 years, your $150,000 will double theoretically. So it'll take care of itself. The 150 will become 300 with compounding interest. And then your job is to stack on top of that with your new contribution. So fun with math on the radio. Let's continue in 3, 2, 1. Back on the Pete the Planner show. Tammy from Tampa. We don't know if her name's Tammy, but she didn't leave her name, but she's from Tampa. 42 years old, makes $110,000 a year, and has $40,000 to her 42-year-old self. So she got 40 grand set aside for retirement. She woke up and said, sheesh, Queen, I'm not sure that's enough cabbage to get the job done. I think for many of us, whether it's waking up and figuring out, oh boy, yeah, I don't think we're ready for retirement, or oh boy, I don't think we're ready for college, or oh boy, if I died and I don't have the life insurance I think I should have. I mean, we all have that sort of little grow up moment. And so what we're focusing on here today is trying to get her back on track. In the last segment, we did a little fun math on the radio and said, hey, we got some pretty big numbers possible. But now we have to talk about the mistakes to avoid and the mindset that needs shifted. Dame, you want to hit us with a few caveats of what not to do?
Yeah, there's a few that stand out to me. One is using your retirement savings as a piggy bank or an emergency fund if you need to, or feel like you need to, because anything that comes out is just going to derail the long-term progress that you're going to make, and can be super detrimental to making sure that you're going to have that vision of retirement that you are working so hard for right now. So taking money out early is a big one. Also, may not be quite as big of a deal for Tammy right now, but chasing hot investments. I mean, it's just like getting on the train, whether you all of a sudden have crypto available to you in your 401k or whatever it is, just chasing what you think is hot at the moment, because it won't always be.
Can I give a broken metaphor and just have you evaluate how stupid it is, Dame? Say you're running behind, okay?
Okay.
And you're going to be late for something, which if you're me, you're panicking. You'd probably just want to fake your death at that point. You're going 70 miles an hour on the interstate, and you got a couple choices. You can keep going 70 miles an hour and be pretty late. You can maybe push it to 79, which isn't that bad and arguably not high risk in terms of getting a ticket.
Okay.
And be a little less late. Or you could do what a person like you does when you have a performance vehicle like you do, and punch it to like 110, get there on time, but the risks increase. Does that metaphor hold up here?
Just so we're all on the page, I do not egregiously speed for any police officers that are listening to the show right now. Just so, and I love what you do. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I think there's some connection to what we're talking about here, because what we end up running into is risk tolerance conversation with this, and some people can stomach chasing higher risk investment opportunities. There are some people that will literally lose sleep and get physically ill when they think about investing in things like this, or when they see the I'm going to go ahead and say expected outcomes of a bad market on higher risk investments. So knowing who you are and what your risk tolerance is still going to play a really important role. Can you push it? Yeah, but you better be okay with it. You better understand that when the market goes down, and it will go down, it's the one thing we can all be sure of, that you're going to have to deal with the outcome of that.
Kristen, before I ask you to give us a mistake to avoid, I want to note that Dame likes police officers so much, he even has a little device on his dash that lets him know where the police officers are, so Dame can wave and take them further.
That's right. Yeah,
that's how much he loves it. Kristen, what other mistakes should Tammy avoid?
I think there's two that are the worst possible mistakes that have not been mentioned yet.
Oh, good Lord. Let's do it.
Okay, the first one is whether Tammy currently owns a home or not, stepping into a 30-year mortgage is like the worst thing you can do right now.
So we think she's got about 25 years left in her work career ish. And so signing up for a loan that extends beyond that would be bad, is what you're saying.
I think it would be, and also resets, I'm the behavior queen around here. I think it also resets this expectation that, there was implication that there are children involved. If I buy a house now, is that really going to be the home that I retire in? Then do I make another move again? And I think people try to like get cute with the math and the potential equity, and it can completely ruin the setup. Oh, Damian Dunn disagrees.
I understand. I think I understand what you're trying to say here, but in the first segment, we were hoping that she was a homeowner to try and hopefully build a little bit of equity. I also said that every dollar you invest right now is more powerful than you would invest in 10 or 15 years from now.
Yep.
A 30-year mortgage would allow her to A, be a homeowner, and B, put more money towards retirement. And she would still have that home paid off potentially within 5 years of retirement at that point. So what I hear you saying is that if you want to become a homeowner, which I think is a reasonable idea if everything else checks out, she should do a 15-year mortgage, delay saving more into retirement for retirement purposes, and have that money go towards the house payment, but be mortgage-free 10 years before retirement and have 10 years of less investing power through compound returns because that money was going to the mortgage payment.
But you want the investing power at the beginning. The compound interest is more powerful now than at the end.
Which is why you go with a 30-year with a smaller payment and put more money towards the retirement.
Okay, again, behaviorally, how many people do we know that are capable of consistently doing that, for one? And two, if she doesn't, what are the odds that Tammy's willing to work to age 72 to ensure that she's mortgage free to enter her retirement years? People are trying to retire at 65. Medicare, I'm out.
Totally. But we also know that's just not going to be feasible for people with the current vision of retirement that they have. So either they're going to have to change expectations for their retirement to deal with the dollars they have available to them, or they're going to find themselves in a pretty tight spot once retirement finally kicks in. And reality of fixed income for a lot of people is what they're dealing with on a month-to-month basis.
Get him, Mom.
Maggie, I think she lost this one.
I
did not. I have not lost this one. And what I will say, I think what both of us are saying is that the second thing that I think is detrimental is to say, wait, because I'm comparing the people around me. I firmly believe that despite the fact that Tammy woke up at 42 and feels behind, that if Tammy were to survey her peers, she would find people that are in similar or even worse financial positions when it comes to their retirement. And then we get in this mindset of like, well, it could be worse. Like they're going to have to retire too. Like that is the worst thing that can happen right now, is to talk to your peers about where they're at and allow that to inflate your sense of security.
Can I get super tactical here? I think she should commit to the next 2 or 3 tax refunds, assuming she gets one, because what she's described as someone who would typically get one, should go to 100% increase her net worth. I mean, they can either go towards creating that emergency fund that we have some doubts around, and then getting money set aside for retirement in a bit of a chunk, so it's got the longest to grow to, which is both of your points there. I think when you're behind like this, you've got to change the things that you've always done. And my gut tells me if you're 42 and you got 40 grand to your name, whatever tax refunds you've gotten over the last 20 years as an adult have gone to do other things. Well, it's time to change that particular strategy. Dame, for years, I'm a believer in the sense that most people, most households, they get 2, maybe 3, they catch 2 or 3 financial breaks a year in some way, some weird little way. A tax refund's one of them. If you're on 26 pay, meaning you get paid every other week, it means there's 2 months in which you get 3 paychecks. Like those are breaks, and taking advantage of them differently is what is needed.
Yeah, if you can just shift your perspective from doing what you've always done to what needs to be done, I think you've got a shot here.
Let's do this. Let's take a break. Kristen is going to consult the Fight Dictionary to see if she won, and we'll come back with the biggest waste of money of the week and the news. I'm Pete the Planner. There's no winners or losers, and that was a good discussion.
But if there was,
Dame. So, Dame, when you turn on your radar detector, it is mainly just to
wave
with and thank
with all fingers.
All fingers. Hello. And you even slow down to be able to wave.
I do, because I want to make sure they see me and acknowledge my wave.
Can I ask a speed question, Dame, that you can answer or cannot answer?
Yeah.
You're on cruise control.
Mm-hmm.
You're just going somewhere. The fam is in the car.
Okay.
The speed limit is 70. What is a normal cruise for you? And then what is your little bit spicier cruise?
If we're in the family vehicle, I'm usually max of like 79.
And that's not, is that your spicy, or you would
usually max of 7. Like I'm typically like 73 to 75 with fam. And then if we got to get somewhere, 79-ish, but that's it.
Something tells me Kristen's got a lead foot. Kristen, what is your cruise when it is 70 miles per hour?
I don't, because I'm scared to get in trouble.
Oh, well, that actually
yeah, I can totally see that.
So that doesn't work. Not because I wouldn't enjoy driving faster. I am just terrified of getting a ticket, because that would be me getting in trouble. But for some reason, 9 feels safe and 10 feels like I'm going to get a ticket over the speed limit, like regardless, which is so dumb, because 9 over 70 and 9 over 40 is a totally different ball game.
Oh, yeah, you don't do 9 over 40 in town. That's you're just asking for death at that point.
Isn't the highway patrol mantra 9 you're fine, 10 I win, or something like that?
10 you're mine.
Yeah, 10 you're mine. 9 is fine, 10 you're mine.
Whatever. Anyway, I'm at 79 is the standard. 77 to 79.
Yeah.
And spicy will go to 82 or 83.
I mean, yes, if we're talking other vehicles, yes.
Danza, former listener of the year, notes, I've cruise controlled precisely 0 times. Is that odd? Well, yes, that's incredibly odd.
Yeah.
Now, maybe Danza is just very financially responsible and drives an older car without cruise control.
Also fair.
Danza's West Coast, if I remember correctly.
Oh.
Yeah. And if she's in a major metropolitan area, there may not be an opportunity to turn cruise control on.
Time out.
Now soars 800 points to a record as Pete the Planner proven wrong on national news again. Who writes these headlines?
Your whole day.
I don't even know how I do it. I think the host laughs when I come on, because she's like, here goes this clown.
They keep inviting you back.
I know.
It'll come back to earth before the end of the day.
Okay.
It will.
Yeah, I mean, it's at 845 on the Dow, and it's up 1.9%. It'll settle at like 300 to 400, I think.
All right, we know how Pete's going to be wrong again today.
Oh, stop it!
Yeah, he doubled down.
Stop it! I feel pretty good about this week's Blom, if I can be honest with you guys.
Like, you'd like it, or it's a great Blom, or
well, I'm gonna let that play out, because
okay.
I don't want to color it and ruin it for you. So
Great.
we're gonna do that right now. 3,
Good piece.
2, This week's biggest waste of money of the week, right here on the Pete the Planner Show, is the Billy Reid O-ring belt. First introduced over 20 years ago, the O-ring belt has become a mainstay in the collection, a versatile piece that transitions effortlessly between casual and refined looks. Crafted from premium leather, chosen for its ability to develop a rich patina, it only grows more distinctive with age and wear. Same. So here's the visual on this thing. Dame, it's a belt. It's a belt, and it's got a big ring.
Mm-hmm.
It's like maybe a 2-inch brass looking ring adorning the front. It kind of like a belt buckle, I guess. I mean, almost looks like a Gucci belt, but it's more worn. That's the feel. So, Kristen, what does the Billy Reid O-ring belt cost?
I had to Google Billy Reid because you said that so confidently. Like,
But you Googled, that feels like cheating.
I didn't see. No, I didn't see. But you said it like a name that I should know. Like, I don't know who this is. So that makes me think that it's $300.
Damn, this entire show feels engulfed in scandal now.
I don't know if I can even give you a guess because I think she actually saw something.
I did not. I swear.
People Googling. I mean, Chris, that's a supreme violation of the rules.
You better hope that it doesn't come back at like $310 or something like that, because nobody's going to believe that you didn't see anything.
I'm just telling you, I did not see anything. I will give you my like drawn out justification that went through my head for the 300.
I will say that this belt is very simple and doesn't look like it should be, more than $50, but it's going to end up being like $600.
$198, which is still too much for this belt. It looks kind of cool, but Dame, I don't know about you. I hate spending money on a belt. I mean, I don't know why. The cheaper the belt, the more I'm into it.
Really?
Yeah. And that's a dumb thing. I mean, maybe it's, I dress a little different than I used to. Maybe I used to not feel that way, but I wear a lot of untucked shirts and someone can never see my belt anyway. So I just use I think it's like a Lululemon belt that just snugs in and it's over.
I mean, it's fine, but I mean, I appreciate a good rigid belt that'll last generations. At this point, it feels like.
Speaking of things that'll last generations, let's get into economic news with Dame. Dame, what's in the news this week?
The state of the smallest population with only 2 escalators just opened up a new frontier in cryptocurrency. Wyoming released the first state-backed stablecoin in the U.S. this week, fittingly named Frontier Stablecoin, Frontier Stable Token, FRNT. 1 year after Wyoming announced that it wouldn't wait around for a federally issued stablecoin, the state's new currency debuted on Ethereum, Solana, and several other blockchains. The stablecoins frequently are. It's backed by tangible assets. In this case, that's cash and short-term treasuries to keep the coin pegged to the US dollar. But in a public service twist, interest generated by the Wyoming reserves that back FRNT will go toward public school funding, officials have pledged. FRNT may also avoid federal oversight. The recently signed Genius Act, which introduced a regulatory framework for stablecoins, appears to apply to businesses, but not state governments, according to Bloomberg. State officials envision use cases like brokering public-private contracts like an energy deal in FRNT, or locals using the coin to pay for their morning coffee. State stablecoins, Pete, what do you think?
I mean, maybe I'm wrong here because that's what I do. Is I'm wrong. Does each individual state have the financial brain trust to be able to evaluate this sort of thing properly? Because it feels like there's an undue amount of risk as far as I'm concerned.
I don't know. It feels like stablecoins would be pretty simple to administer since you're using cash and treasuries essentially you're going to buy those with the cash that comes in to buy the stablecoins. So I'd like to think that it would be pretty straightforward, but I don't know. I'm probably missing like 80 steps that make it way more complicated than it should be.
Chris?
I think the most interesting part of the whole thing is that it's Wyoming. That doesn't feel on brand to me.
Did you say they have 2 elevators in the state?
Escalator.
Escalators.
Did you know that, Kristen?
I don't know that that's true. I think he's being facetious.
Google it.
Oh.
Go ahead and use Google this time, Kristen.
Yeah, Kristen, go ahead and Google it. I know that's what you do on this show.
Okay.
Go ahead. Seriously.
Dane, what else is in the news?
Okay. Hertz is teaming up with Amazon to sell its used cars online. Starting this week, customers in Dallas, Houston, Los Angeles, and Seattle can browse thousands of pre-owned Hertz vehicles directly through Amazon Autos. Buyers can complete the paperwork online and then pick up their car at a convenient Hertz location. Company plans to expand the program to 45 markets nationwide. Hertz, best known for rentals, sells hundreds of thousands of cars each year and sees this partnership as a way to boost profits and visibility. For Amazon, it's another step into the auto market, which it began testing with Hyundai late last year. Kristen.
Yeah.
I have a question for the car man on the show.
Sure, go ahead.
Which is, where is the last place that you would want to buy a used car?
A rental car company, because there are no cars faster in the world than a rental car. Right?
Yeah, you
That's
treat
79
them
miles an hour. Yeah,
terribly.
at 79 miles an hour that Pete was talking about becomes 89 miles an hour. That's where he's cruising in a rental car and going around curves 3 times faster than the posted recommended limit.
I have another question.
Yes.
Is it going to be disclosed that these were previously rentals? Because I feel like that would just end this business model from the jump.
I mean, you would have to assume that if you're buying a car from Hertz, it was a rental, I would think.
People are in different situations. Someone might want the bargain aspect of it. There's 2 issues for me. Number 1 is the mechanical one that you mentioned, Dame.
Mhm.
Number 2 is just as a sort of an amateur germaphobe. The number of people that have been in that car, despite whatever they do to it, would freak me out to no end.
Oh, I don't like that.
There you go. There you go.
There you go.
Dame, are you doing the Cracker Barrel story this week?
I didn't put it in there because I figured people have seen that enough. I can go find one and pull it.
No, I just like, I'm listening to everyone weigh in on it. And I just think, why does anyone care? It just seems like one of those stories is like, don't we have enough things to have opinions on than a rebrand of a restaurant that you haven't been to in 10 years? Who cares?
I mean, I think the rebrand looks worse than the old brand, but
I mean, yeah, right. But it's like, are you mad, Dame? How mad are you?
are the pancakes going to say the same? Because that's all I care about.
That's where I'm at. Like chicken fried chicken. I sometimes, as I've tried to change my eating habits over the last several months, I do think back to the days of when I didn't really care that much. And I think, yeah, I could go for some chicken fried chicken, some fried okra, and some mashed potatoes at Cracker Barrel right now and have 90,000 milligrams of sodium. And it would be great.
It'd be delicious. Yeah.
Time for one more story, maybe?
Yeah, Pete, you asked me to send you a couple articles on this topic earlier this week, but I'll go ahead and do this guessing game. This number is the median cost of sending one child to daycare for 5 years in Arlington County, Virginia, which I will go ahead and say is the highest in the U.S. So it takes this much money to send one kid to daycare for 5 years in Arlington County, Virginia. Kristen.
I'm not good at math.
Okay, we'll do
6
it
figures.
Yeah.
127,000.
$146,741.
No wonder Tammy was behind on retirement.
It's
insane.
That's a crisis.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Again, there's a lot of things that we've all had our attention drawn to that we got to get figured out. Things like casual dining restaurant brands, rebrands.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the daycare issue is worth some level of effort here, y'all, because that's crazy. Anywho, it's just because I kinder care. All right, that's all I have time for this week. So I'm sending you good vibes because good vibes are all that's in the budget. I'm Pete the Planner. This is the Pete the Planner show. That was bad.
It's all right.
This week's program is brought to you by Herculean Meal Prep. Herculean Meal Prep is what I'm about to go do right after this show. Salmon for me this week. And don't sleep on the beef pot roast, even though it is just still 80 degrees outside. Herculean Meal Prep are frozen prepared meals that can be delivered to your home. You can go pick them up in the store and tell them Pete sent you. And the person behind the counter can go, who? And you'll say, Pete. And they'll, who? And then order like 10 of them and you'll save some money. They're delicious, nutritious, convenient, and our office freezer is filled with them. And if anyone in my office tries to touch them, they get reprimanded. HerculeanMealPrep.com. Boy.
Just
Okay.
edit that back.
Yep. Here we go. All right, guys. Well, that was a good show.
Yeah. Breaking news. Time out.
Dame's pregnant.
No.
Oh, explain the push-up lack of quantity for you.
Wow.
Yes, go ahead.
My daughter will not require surgery.
Yes.
Yay.
So the first ray of sunshine. So
Exciting.
Yeah.
From a cost perspective, though, I mean, at this point,
I know exactly. I mean, maybe we'll squeeze one in by the end of the year.
just sign her up. She might need it eventually.
Speaking of expensive teens, Theodore got fit for Invisalign this week, so that's gonna set me back.
$5,000.
Oh.
He's playing a sport where he could literally have teeth blown out of his face at any given moment. I mean, is it really smart to get them all lined up just to see chiclets on the field?
Not a lot of tooth loss in soccer, oddly. I will note a lot of bloody lips in soccer, which is why he didn't get braces as opposed to Invisalign.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, everybody. Well, that was a good show. So, Kristen, good luck with whatever it is you get into this weekend. Dame, enjoy your life. And everyone else, just please stay getting money.